The hip-hop world has been set on fire after a shocking tell-all interview where Beanie Sigel pulled no punches against Jay-Z. Sigel, one of the key players at the legendary Rockefeller Records, has stepped forward to reveal what he claims was the real story behind the scenes. A story of betrayal, manipulation, and control that stretches far beyond just one artist's career. According to Beanie, everything wasn't as it seemed during Rockefeller's golden era. He wasn't just another artist on the label, he was supposed to be family. But now he says that Jay, instead of lifting him up, strategically held him back, making sure no one could threaten his own position at the top. And Beanie's not the only one. As soon as his interview went viral, other industry veterans began stepping up, echoing similar stories about the so-called golden boy of hip-hop. For decades, Jay-Z has built an image of a savvy businessman and legendary rapper who rose from the streets to the boardroom. But if Beanie's allegations hold weight, it paints a very different picture, one of a man willing to sabotage his own people to stay on top. Beanie recounts how during his time at Rockefeller, every time he built momentum for a new album, Jay would mysteriously drop a major project at the same time, overshadowing Sigel's efforts. This wasn't just bad timing, it was a pattern, a strategy. According to Beanie, Jay was playing chess not just against the competition, but against his own artists. Dame Dash, Rockefeller's co-founder, even confirmed in an earlier interview that he believed Jay had plotted to shelve Beanie to protect his own throne. Dame saw Beanie as the future of the label and tried to build him up, but said that Jay tricked Sigel into believing otherwise, eventually leading Beanie to side with Jay over Dame. Beanie now admits he regrets that choice, saying that had Dame sat him down and explained his vision, he would have stayed loyal to him instead. What makes this story even heavier is how real the betrayal feels when Beanie describes it. When he was facing serious prison time, with the feds offering outrageous deals like 18 to 36 years, Jay-Z had a chance to help. The judge asked Jay a simple question. Would he be willing to track Beanie's whereabouts if released on bail? Jay lowered his head and said, "No." For Beanie, that wasn't just an answer. It was the moment everything crumbled. He thought he had found real family at Rockefeller. Loyalty. Brotherhood. But when it mattered most, the man he trusted turned his back on him. As Beanie puts it, "I've never been crushed like that ever in my life." Even after that crushing moment, Beanie tried to stay loyal. Meanwhile, Dame Dash, despite everything falling apart at Rockefeller, continued showing up for Beanie, rushing to court hearings, catching flat tires to make it on time, standing by him like real family should. Fast forward a few years, and things only got worse. Beanie recounted how Jay's camp spread rumors that he was a threat. At events like Powerhouse, security would be beefed up specifically because of him. Police dogs, extra bodyguards, all based on inside sources warning about Beanie, even though Beanie wasn't even present at the event. Public records, including news articles and eyewitness accounts from people like boxing champion Bernard Hopkins, confirmed it all. When Jay was confronted about Beanie's accusations, his defense was shockingly weak. Jay pointed to the material things he provided: 2 Bentleys, a record label, a clothing line. He tried to frame Beanie's complaints as ungratefulness. But Beanie wasn't talking about cars or clothes. He was talking about trust, loyalty, and being systematically sidelined for fear he might rise too high. Fans and critics quickly jumped in, some defending Jay, arguing that Beanie's own legal issues were to blame for his downfall. Others pointed out how close release dates between Jay's albums and Beanie's projects could absolutely have affected sales in the early 2000s music climate, where albums were marketed for months, not days. But this wasn't just a Beanie Sigel story. A bigger pattern was starting to emerge. Other artists began sharing eerily similar experiences. DMX accused Jay of using his retirement announcement as a chess move to clear competition. DMX said Jay retired, pushed him out of Def Jam, and then magically came back as a rapper. Kanye West also had a falling out, at one point suggesting publicly that Jay could have him taken out if he crossed the line. Even 50 Cent exposed Jay's tactics during the Super Bowl controversy. According to 50, Jay allegedly tried to block his Super Bowl halftime performance by claiming the NFL had issues with him, despite 50 literally being part owner of an NFL team. It took Eminem threatening to pull out for 50 Cent to finally perform. And 50 raised a brilliant point. Why was Jay still trying to block people when he had already won? He wasn't competing for chart positions anymore. So what was the real goal? it wasn't about music anymore. It was about maintaining control. Going even deeper, stories about Jay's alleged ties to a bigger power structure have surfaced. When Suge Knight and Irv Gotti tried to create a black-owned distribution company, a game-changing move that could have revolutionized the music industry, word is Jay and others used their connections to the federal government to shut it down. Suge had laid out a brilliant plan for a union that would protect artists, provide healthcare, and offer real ownership, but it mysteriously fell apart. Names like Leor Cohen and Desiree Perez come up often. Desiree, reportedly a federal informant, and Jay, through alleged deep industry ties, were rumored to be part of a system designed to keep real artist independence from happening. Insiders suggest Jay wasn't just another artist. He was becoming part of a power structure designed to maintain control over hip-hop itself. Jaguar Wright and Gene Deal, Diddy's former bodyguard, have been among those warning that Jay isn't next in line for downfall like Diddy because he is allegedly part of the system. He isn't a target. He's a protected player. Beanie's heartbreak now seems like the first glimpse of a much larger operation. His story of betrayal isn't an isolated incident. It's part of a pattern of strategic moves. Get close to people, build with them, use their talents, and when their usefulness fades or they become a threat, distance yourself and move on. This pattern isn't limited to male artists either. Rumors have surfaced that a similar blueprint has been used to protect Beyoncé's reign. Sources claim that when promising female artists start gaining momentum, collaborations get delayed, projects quietly shelved, opportunities dry up. Sound familiar? It's the same tactics Beanie described, just applied to female competition now. And again, it's not like Beyoncé needs protection. She's already at the top. But the hunger to maintain control seems insatiable. It's about power, not art. When Kanye West, during one of his many public meltdowns, claimed that Jay and Beyoncé were part of the system, many laughed it off. But in light of everything we're seeing now, it doesn't seem so far-fetched. The chess moves, the strategic distancing, the behind-the-scenes deals. It all paints a picture of an industry not just driven by talent, but by cold, calculated control. Even Jay's distancing from Diddy, after years of friendship, brotherhood, public support, fits this pattern. When the feds came for Diddy, Jay's legal team rushed to say he had no close association with Diddy. This despite decades of public appearances, collaborations, emotional speeches. The ultimate cold shoulder, proving once again that loyalty in this game often only goes one way. In the end, Beanie Sigel's story is more than just a tale of one man's betrayal. It's a glimpse into how the music industry really operates at the highest levels. It's about how dreams get sold, trust gets exploited, and power protects itself at all costs. And maybe that's the biggest lesson of all. Loyalty, brotherhood, family, they sound good on records. But behind the scenes, it's all just moves on a chessboard. For Beanie, it cost him everything. And now, as the layers keep peeling back, it looks like he was just the first to sound the alarm. What do you think about all this? Let me know in the comments. And if you found this deep dive eye-opening, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got more explosive breakdowns on the way.